All right, guys, how are you guys doing? I am wearing my Wolverine shirt because we all are Wolverines. So, today we're going to be talking about assault weapons bans of scary terms that were made up. This is an assault weapons ban. I'm going to do the too long didn't read up first, and then we are going to get into what it says. All right. So, a judge in New Jersey, this case is known as Cheeseman versus Platkin. It's brought by a guy named Mark Cheeseman and the Firearms Policy Coalition, challenging New Jersey's assault weapons ban. I'm going to call it an assault weapons ban. And we know we don't. We know that's not what it really is. It's a semi-automatic rifle ban. But since New Jersey likes to refer to it as an assault weapons ban, so let's just go ahead and go with that. And the judge basically said under Bruin, the New Jersey assault weapons ban does not fall in line with the Constitution, and therefore it is unconstitutional, which is a good thing. But before you go and find your Colts buried out in your backyards in New Jersey, who is this weirdo? Just know that the judge did stay his decision for 30 days, giving the state a chance to appeal to the Third Circuit Court of Appeals. There was a second part of this case, which might get lost, and that is a large capacity magazine, basically any magazine holding more than 30 rounds. The judge in the case found that law banning large capacity magazines or standard capacity magazines, whatever you want to refer to them as constitutional. So we did lose on that, but we did win on the assault weapons ban. This case was brought by, what is an assault weapon? I guess a baseball bat? I don't know. Semi-automatic rifles. But New Jersey calls it an assault weapons ban, so they sued. This was brought by uh, uh, the Association of Jersey Rifle and Pistol Clubs, Blake Gilman, Mark Weinberg, Matthew Platkin, against Matthew Platkin and everything else. So what is going on here is that it was granted, and I'm just bringing up the opinion right here. And this is a Firearms Policy Coalition case. So I'm just going to read you. I was hoping Mark Platkin. Is it Mark Platkin or is it Matthew Platkin? Sorry. It's not Matt. Everyone said Mark Platkin. It's Matthew Platkin. He is the AG for New Jersey, notoriously anti-gun. So basically, it says I'm going to go ahead and share it. I'm just going to read the bottom really quick to let you guys know. So, boom. Let's share this sucker right here. Build this up here. The AR-15 provision of the assault firearms law is unconstitutional under Bruin and Heller, as the Colt AR-15 for use of self-defense within the home. In contrast, the LCM, large capacity magazine amendment, is constitutional under these same decisions. The Third Circuit decision on whether large capacity magazines constitute an unconstitutional takings and its finding that LCM amendments does not remain valid since Bruin did not disrupt this holding. So there was a case that went up in front of the Third Circuit that said that it is constitutional to ban large capacity magazines. So that is what happened there. So in other words, it's not a complete victory, but it is a victory. AR-15s are in common use, which is something that not Bruin, but Heller said you can't ban any firearms that's in common use. So under Heller, you really shouldn't be able to ban AR-15s. There's about 25 million AR-15s sold like every year in this country. So therefore, that they have to be in common use. If you look at the Massachusetts case that was against stun guns, they said there's 500,000 stun guns in the United States, and you can't ban those because 500,000 constitutes in common use. The state of New Jersey tried to argue that AR-15s are uncommon and dangerous. What we are seeing a lot of these states try to argue is that in common use does not mean that they're common, that it means that they're in common use for self-defense. And unless you can show millions of cases of self-defense with that item, it's not in common use, which is not what Heller said. And this judge basically agreed with that. Not only that, the Supreme Court has agreed with it. And the state cannot provide any historical analogs that led to the same conclusion that you're allowed to ban AR-15s. In fact, all the historical analogs stated that you cannot ban AR-15s. You got to remember, during the founding era, the weaponry of the citizenship was the same as the military. And there's no laws banning any type of firearm back during the founding era. So it will be very, very hard to find something that says that the state can ban guns that are in common use, and they couldn't do that. So they failed the initial test. Whenever you deal with a Second Amendment case, there's several different tests. The first test is the plain text of the Second Amendment, which, of course, we know Bruin and Heller, what that says. Heller said that the individual has a right to bear arms. And also, Bruin said that the Second Amendment is not a second class right, that the state has to be consistent with the text, tradition, and history of the Second Amendment. So once you show that the weapon or gun falls within the plain text of the Second Amendment, you move on to the second step. And this is where it shifts from the burden on the person suing to the state. And the state has to show that their laws is consistent with the tradition and history of Second Amendment from the founding era. So basically 1791. They have to show that their laws does not run afoul of anything from okay. They have to show that their laws does not run afoul of any laws at the founding era, and the state could not do that. There is a Travis Pittman says magazines are not firearms; they are accessories, but they are still considered arms, which the states and courts have always considered magazines arms because certain firearms will not function without a magazine. Therefore, it falls under the protection of the Second Amendment. That's why I think these magazine bans are basically going to get overturned at some point when it gets to the Supreme Court because they are protected from arms. Suppressors are not firearms. That is another interesting point you bring up because this is Cheeseman versus Platkin, and this is in New Jersey. Because according to the ATF and the federal government, they consider suppressor firearms. Now, if you remove suppressors from the firearms category, you can get something that is kind of dangerous. This is what I want you guys to think about. If suppressors are not firearms, they do not have Second Amendment protection. So it might be better if suppressors are considered firearms to not remove those protections, or it might not be. That's up to you to decide. There's still some cases working their way around the circuit court. You're talking about the Illinois case. The Illinois case is up to a panel. We went to a panel. Now they're gonna go for an en banc. So we'll have to see what happens with the en banc in that. Also, this was not a circuit court. This was a district court. So we do not have a circuit split quite yet. But I think that in this case, at least, we do have circuit splits, but not in this case. We're going to have to see what happens in the future. Ah, 2 AED, you got the frostbite. Awesome. So we'll have to see what happens in the future. But right now, none of the cases are ripe for Supreme Court decisions. They try to take the Illinois case up to the Supreme Court, but that was denied because the arguments on the merits have not been heard yet. And the Supreme Court wanted the case to work its way through the court system before they took it. So even though the Supreme Court did not take the Illinois case, I'm still hopeful that they will. They just felt it wasn't the right time to hear that case because it hasn't been through the whole entire circuit court level because it's still got to go en banc, they still got to argue the case on the merits and everything else like that. So right now the Illinois case is being argued on the merits and we'll see what happens there. I have a good feeling about the Illinois Supreme Court case that the good guys, the 2A community, the gun rights people are going to win on the merits. So yeah, that is I just want to say everyone, somebody's asking where Rich is. Everyone pray for Rich. He lost his father-in-law. It's been a tough time for the Black Swan Media family. Dark lost his dad a couple weeks ago. Rich has lost his father-in-law. So pray for those guys. They would be here with me if it wasn't for that. The tally of the vote, this was a single judge decision. This was issued by Judge Peter Sheridan, who is a district court judge. So this is not to the circuit court level. That's why he should stayed his decision until the circuit court can have an opportunity to review. And the United States District Court has already received a notice of appeal from New Jersey. They didn't really say what their or is this appeal? No, this is appeal is from, let me see here. Okay. Okay. No, FPC filed an appeal over the large capacity magazine part of the law. So that is going to go to the third. And I am sure that New Jersey is going to appeal the assault weapons part or assault firearms, as they call it, part of the bill. So this is a victory. It's not a complete victory, but it is a victory. And we'll, oh, look who it is. Hold on, guys. Just trying to add someone. Dark, if you can add yourself. There you go. What's up, Dark?
Hey, sorry about that, man. I had to take care of the doggy.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, like Crump said, pray for Rich, for the Flying Rich family. I mean, they literally just lost him yesterday, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure New Jersey will.
yeah. This is an interesting thing. Thank you, Toby, Boyd, Travis. Good to see you guys. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your flow. I just jumped on when I can.
Yeah.
Or could rather.
So this is a good thing. It's not a complete victory. It applies to only certain guns, and it I think that it will be expanded, and I think this is ripe for victory.
Did this name the cult specifically?
It did.
Wow. Man, I thought we got over that in the 90s with the specific naming of, Tex, Max, uh, AP9s, that kind of thing, open bolts. Well, the open bolt thing was different, but going back to like the 94 to '04 ban and some other states banning things by name, or at least attempting to, that's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, well, it is, but the law named it specifically.
Yeah. Thank you to AEDU. I've been trying to show up in your chats as often as I can as well. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Yeah. So
God bless you as well.
I'm having issues with my computer here. I can't even see the screen.
Well, it also, I'll take a quick moment to say we got almost 300 people in here, so it's a great opportunity to say for those of you in here, if you are all about freedom, independence, and liberty, then you likely would enjoy the Friday night live streams that TUI EDU does. It usually around 9:30, 9:45. So check him out on Fridays. He's a great member of the community, an advocate, and is all about fighting for our natural rights. So salute to him.
Yeah. So this is a victory. It's not a complete victory, but it is a victory nonetheless. At least a partial victory, I should say.
Sounds like a teensy tiny victory.
It's not a teensy tiny victory. I'd say it's a lot more than a teensy tiny victory. But it's all leads up. Everything builds, right?
For sure. Yeah. That's kind of like the law of it, or whatever the quote, everything happens gradually then suddenly, you know. So it's compounding over time. It's like a bank account. It takes time to compound and then over time, you know, boom, it gets big.
Yeah, it does. So
Yeah, Jordan Vinrose said keep stacking the wins. Yeah. So I get it. I certainly I do see it as a victory. Even if in some cases things appear silly, and in a lot of cases when things appear silly, it's because the people that are fighting against us, that people of opposing views that want to remove your natural rights that are supposed to be protected by the Constitution, the state that you live in's Constitution, the federal government, because that's their job. Usually, when something seems weird or crazy or obscure, that is them working a rather unique angle, and we saw that in so many other things, like the CRS case, right, with Matt Hoover. I know you want to stay focused on this particular thing, but I just want to kind of,
go ahead.
help people get like a shift of their perspective to where if something seems rare, odd, or unique or specific about their lawfare that they are constantly doing, Usually it's because they have some type of unique plan or a strategy that we won't even see coming, right? Like,
Well,
look at the entire CRS trial. They weren't even playing on the same chessboard. You know what I mean? It was a completely different fight.
well, here's the thing, right? We lost a lot of our rights piece by piece.
Mhm.
We're not going to get it all back at one time.
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah. So it's going to take time by time.
Yeah. Day by day, by day, by day, by day. Name that movie. Sorry.
So so you have to remember that you're not gonna. I know a lot of people say go after the NFA. And I think we should go after the NFA, but we have to also go. We can't put all our eggs in just the NFA basket.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. I mean, it is true that we lost them piece by piece, so we likely need to gain them back piece by piece. But I'll also say that in most cases, how often do you hear of us losing rights and then gaining them back? It's
Oh,
great to hear that we're
hon-
having these wins.
honestly, we've been doing that quite a bit lately.
Yeah, there's been a lot of wins, even if they seem small or insignificant. Like Jordan said, keep stacking them. You know,
Yeah. So we've been winning. If you look since the '90s, we've been winning for the most part on the
boom.
federal level, at least.
280, you nailed it. Excuse me. He says, because the gun people or gun owners sat back and did nothing for many decades. I totally agree. So many people have this perspective of, well, as long as I have what I feel like I need in my house, I'm okay, right? And not thinking of the collective. So that flawed outlook is has been to our detriment for a long time. Well, as long as I got my 1022, or as long as I got my over under or my side by side, 12 gauge, I'll be good. Like, no. Same thing. When bump stocks were originally banned, people were like, well, I don't care. I don't use bump stocks, or I don't. Look where that landed us.
Yeah, we understand that it addressed Colts and it's not the whole entire law. But like I said, we're going to have to chip away at this little by little.
Yeah,
It is a victory. It's not am I saying that this is a complete victory? No. At the very beginning, I said too long didn't read. This is not a complete victory, but it is a victory. Anytime you can move towards freedom, that's what you want. So we didn't lose any rights in this case. We actually gained some stuff back. We just have to keep on moving. We have to keep on moving it further and further. That
yeah.
way, there's not going to be one. There's not going to be a case where it's going to say all gun laws are unconstitutional.
Uh, Glock Tua says, hold on. No, that's BS. It's anti-gun Biden and his appointees. We've been voting and promoting 2A the whole time, but we are not the ATF. Uh, this is this is nearly a century of issues that
Yeah,
we're fighting.
and,
This isn't one administration's issues. Going back to what Trump did to the 2A as well.
yeah, yeah,
He basically gave an agency, a regulatory agency, the ability to, uh, you know, write pseudo law.
yeah. Okay, so this this is what I think. Should we challenge every gun law? Of course. Should
Absolutely.
we sue over every gun law? Of course. Should we try to get rid of all the gun laws by suing? Of course. But it's not a zero-sum game where you go after everything and, you put all your eggs in one basket. What you need to do is you need to attack on multiple levels. You need to attack individual laws, no matter how small they are. You have to attack the greater overarching law, and you have to uh, you have to have multi facets of attack. Because let's say you just go after the NFA, which people do, and I hope they win. But if you go after the NFA, there, what is the greater chances of them knocking down the NFA or them removing SBRs from the NFA? So even though you're going after the NFA, you also have to go after parts of it as well.
Yeah. Going back to this, so hang on. So in response to what I had said, he said, "Well, Chevron did that, not Trump." It was Trump that initiated that with the bump stocks, and Glock 2 responded, "Trump just did bump stocks, inaccurate and a waste of ammo." Okay, pause for a second because this is the exact perspective I was talking about. It doesn't matter what they are, it doesn't matter. They could be banning vertical foregrips. You could say, "Well, I don't use vertical foregrips. That's stupid. I don't care. Ban them all you want." But what happens is they're using the exact process of Chevron deference that they
Yeah,
use
they
to
can't use
ban
it.
bump stocks. Yeah, which they can't use now
Yeah,
because of
yeah, they
incremental wins,
yeah, they use the same stuff to ban frames and receivers, and they try to ban
braces.
braces with that.
Mhm. And that's that. Look, I'm not
Uh,
deucing on Trump. Okay, I voted for him every
291
single
total.
time. Sorry, go ahead.
291 total. Somebody was asking me. We broadcast to multiple different places.
Yeah. So I'm
Mm,
not deucing on Trump. I voted for him every time that I could, and I'll continue voting for him when I can as well. No question about that. What I am saying though is that we need to be prepared to call out anyone and everyone based on their actions, not based on just their words. Right? The 20-year assault on your Second Amendment is over. Clearly, that wasn't the case, and people look at it as like, well, it's just bump stocks, but it was so much more. It was bump stocks, essentially gun building altogether, and then also braces. And that opened up the door for the ATF to write pseudo law, which they obviously can't do now, and which we've been winning too. These are all incremental wins that are stacking up in our favor. Am I right? Yes or yes?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So you really have to go after every law instead of just going after the big picture. They took our rights away by little paper cuts. Now we're taking them back by little paper cuts. If
Yeah.
we get a judge that says the NFA is unconstitutional, that would be freaking awesome. But the chances of us chipping away at it little by little is greater. So not only do you have to attack the NFA in all gun laws, basically, not just the NFA, but all gun laws,
Yeah.
you have to attack it by the individual pieces as well. If you don't do both, you're going to lose because you go for the high risk, high reward, but you also go for the low risk, uh, medium reward as well.
Yeah. Facts.
And I don't think the NFA is going to be removed in one foul swoop, but I do think that it will be removed piece by piece.
I think
Suppressors,
that's more realistic.
SBSs, SBRs, AOWs, um, machine guns is going to be the hardest.
But I don't care if AOWs are banned. I don't use AOWs. I actually have a couple, but I'm just saying that's the kind of thinking that I want people to shift their perspective on. That's all I was saying.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
Ed
but
Bender. Ed is a guy sends me stuff all the time. The 2003 guideline notice on how firearms should be demilled, that's how it turned into de facto law. If you don't know what he's talking about, is is that there used to be a way to demil a firearm. In 2003, they changed it
Mhm.
to have to be a torch cut at angles, 3 cuts, whatever.
Yeah, 3, yeah.
Before that, you didn't need to do that. So when they
Mhm.
changed it, if you didn't do that, you still had a machine gun, even though that a day earlier, it wasn't considered a machine gun, it was demilled. Now it's not considered demilled.
Yeah. AOW went like a big spike. AOW is any other weapon, because
Like
you
a
know
while
how
ago,
the yeah, you know how the ATF gets down. They're like, "Let's create an NFA category that's just anything that we
or
deem," you know.
like a short shotgun pistol with a forward grip or whatever, or a Glock with a
Yeah.
forward grip.
Yep, yep. Yeah, anything with a secondary vertical grip, anything that is less than what, 26.5 inches with a rifled barrel, and it's a bunch of
It's a
um
catch-all.
yeah, yep. Like my I got a little shotgun. I wish I bought one of Safety Harbor Firearms, excuse me, AOWs, but it's a 6.5 inch barrel, 12 gauge, 2+1. Safety Harbor has them as the KEG. Those things are incredible. Highly recommend it. And that's an AOW. It's a $5 tax stamp. But enough about all this compliance. It's making my penis soft.
Can I ask you a question? What is
Yeah.
this '07 thing?
'07 is a salute.
Okay, I've always wondered that.
Dude, it took me forever to figure it out too. I kept seeing it and I was like, dude, what is this '07? Like, what am I missing? And it's the a lowercase o and then a
What's the head?
7. Yeah, and if you type it out, oh 7, it's it's gonna post from all
I
channels.
got it. I got it.
Yep. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's the salute. Which is weird because it would be looking like behind someone saluting if that orientation was correct. It anyway. Um,
I've been wondering that for like months, and
yeah,
I haven't been able to figure it out. So finally decided to ask.
John, you are killing it, man. Oh, it went away.
Oh, sorry. Thank you. Said thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Dark's penis is soft. We all have a soft penis
John can
sometimes.
write his own AI assistant, but doesn't know old school internet memes.
I know, right? That's Crumpy.
Sorry.
Oh, B. Evans. That's a different kind of memoji.
Yeah.
Check Insta. Okay, I will. I'll check Insta as soon as we wrap up. And I saw your message earlier. My hamster is currently sleeping, so I'll show him off. Uh, Tonight will be my first live stream back in a couple weeks. I've been popping up on other people's shows, but feel free to tune in tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, on DLD After Dark on YouTube, and I'll be
Yeah.
on.
We all hang out in the chat or sometimes even come on.
Yep, yep. Crump, you want to come on tonight?
I don't know if I can or not. My wife has COVID, so
Oh, that's right. That sucks, man. I'm sorry.
just depends on how she feels.
Did I miss the cast opinions of Deadpool Wolverine film?
Dude, I liked it.
Yeah, apparently Rich said it was the worst one in the franchise.
No, I think it was the best. It depends. If you read there's a lot of okay, we're not gonna get into comic books, but there is a lot of like hidden stuff from the comics in there, a lot of Easter eggs from the actual comics. If you read comics back in the day, the
Yeah,
appearance of Wolverine, for example, the Wolverine comics where he plays Patch and stuff like that. Or if you watched I'm not going to give that away because that's funny. And there's a lot of cameos. Robert Downey Jr. is back. He's playing Doctor Doom,
nice. That's
Victor
dope.
Von Doom. Uh,
Uh,
a funny thing with turkey testosterone is that uh, they wanted me to advertise that crap.
yeah, yeah.
I was like,
That's
my audience would eat me alive if I advertised turkey testosterone of how much I made fun of it.
Well, so it's not actually turkey testosterone. It's turkesterone, which is a testosterone supplement. But yes, if any of us were to ever do any supplements like that, like I know, and I know you're the same way. I would only ever, you know,
Yeah.
push
They
anything that I personally use, trust, and like. Period. Like that. That's it.
they offer a lot of money though.
Yes, they do, and
I
that's why
will
you
say
always
that.
see.
It's probably like the most lucrative amount of money that I've been offered since
That's
I've been
why all these dudes that we see, they'll post videos like, "Is this the end?" And then they'll say like, "All right, guys, it started. We've received intel from an inside source saying that North Korea this and China this and da da da. Da. And if you really want to make sure that you're safe, then what you need to do is buy my food buckets and testosterone supplement." And like, bro, come on,
yeah,
man,
but
you're
I'm gonna give away like what their method is. They will pay you per read, like like a really good number per read, and then everyone that signs up for their testosterone subscription service is an extra $100.
yeah, that's I could never feel good about doing
So
anything
if
like
you did a
that.
read, so basically, let's say you get a read, you get $1,000 for that read, and then you get 10 people to sign up. That's that you can make a couple thousand on a video.
Honestly,
That's just
what
not
I do,
for me.
yeah, that it's still like there's no amount of money that your soul and you know that your soul's worth. Goonbeam flashlights, Gideon optics, and of course tack knives,
Yeah, triggers.
PR triggers, JSC supply, and these super dope blades. These, dude, I'll live and die on these tack knives. Their higher end blades are incredible. I use them all the time. And if you use code dark, you get 20% off. Look at that bad boy. I'm just saying. For a knife, like if you love OTFs and you don't want to drop, three, four, $500 on like a Microtech or Heretic or something like that, and you want something for way less that you can carry and trust, then tack knives is where it's at. But these, like, I show these off because I trust these and use these. And like I said, if you use code dark, you get 20% off. DARK. But like Goonbeam, we all know, love, and trust Goonbeams. Gideon Optics, we
Yeah,
all know, love, and trust Gideon Optics.
yeah. I carry like I have Gideon optics on my stuff.
Hmm.
And they're not paying me anything to push it out there, but they're a great company. Not only are do they make quality products, but they're also in the fight.
Yeah. Yeah. More so than most firearm related companies.
Yeah. Yeah. Them. There's like a bunch of companies that I like and that I will always push. Smoke
Oh,
Bros,
and
for example. Oh my god, I gotta place another order for Smoke Bros. I just got
I
about
was actually
all my stuff.
and not only them, I totally forgot. Eagle Run 23, who's a gun builder, who's a big 2A guy. He also has a coffee company where they're literally roasting fresh beans in Texas. Like I got a shipment within like 2 or 3 days of them roasting the beans. Oh my goodness. Texas Parks Outlet. You can also use code dark. Like I don't get anything or anything like that. I'm just saying, like I'm trying to, hook it up. If you want, there are just so you guys know, there are other coffee companies that camouflage themselves as 2A friendly that really don't give a shit about your natural rights. Texas Parks Outlet Coffee does. And of course, you can use code dark and save money there. Again, I don't get anything. I'm just saying, Sorry, this is turning into DLD QVC again. My apologies. I'm just trying to keep it real with y'all. Okay. Yeah, Kurt. Yep.
Ah,
There you go.
the essential grill package
I'll roast your beans.
out of
Oh, you know what? People were talking about Gideon Optics. So a lot of y'all know my father did just pass away about a little over 2 weeks ago, and one of his guns that when he was in the hospital, he had said, "Hey, when I get out of here, I want you and I to go to an outdoor range." He had a Sig 716 tread, which is an AR-10 in 308, and he was like, "When I get out of here, I want me and you to go to an outdoor range and like get out and stretch its legs and see how far we can take it." So in honor of my father, who just passed away on the 11th, um, I'm going to take his Sig 716 tread out and take it to a long outdoor range and see how far. I'm going to try to push it to 1,000. And you know what glass I put on it?
What's that?
The Gideon 1 to 10. I'm gonna see if I can push that out to a grand, out to 1,000 yards.
Nice. Yeah, you should definitely do that. All right,
Yeah,
guys. I think that we're done here. I want to go back playing Call of Duty.
yeah. I'm gonna have to go finish responding to this
Situation?
situation. I probably shouldn't say anything public about it
No, I
yet.
don't think you're allowed.
Well, as long as I just can't say anything to the individual. I'm
Yeah.
not going to mention a federal grand jury subpoena live on the internet. I mean, that'd be stupid of me to do that, you know? Drop it like it's Scott, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate you guys. Crumpy said duty. Yeah, appreciate you. And check out Drop It Like It's Scott too. Great dude, good Christian man, and appreciate you, man.
Also,
Dang,
thank you. That
TMFA Hall.
whoever channel you are in, we thank you. I will give you a chime. There you go.
Nice.
But
That
yeah,
may be. Is that mine?
I don't know.
Thank you. If that is TMFA Hall is one of my. Oh yeah, it is. It is mine. Yeah,
There
TMFA
you go.
Hall is one of my viewers. Thank you, TMFA Hall. You're the man. Appreciate you, bro. And it will absolutely be used towards ammunition.
Oh, and you guys are around this weekend. I will be at the Guns Out range day.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
I'll be there too.
are you
Hold
going to be
on.
there during the Guns Out range day?
Is it this weekend?
Yes.
Oh fudge! I got my little one this weekend. I thought it was going to be on.
Bring her by for a little bit.
Yeah, I could come. Yeah, I'll figure it out. But I'll definitely be there. I probably won't be able to be there for the VIP um part of it the day before.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna get out of here, so I'll talk to you guys later. And with that, we are out of here. Good day.
Peace.